now. Before you heard the sound, now.
And there is a lot of presence and the inner silence is felt, but many physical tensions bring back the attention on the body. And I wonder, there is still an I coming back when the tension is strong. And it's like, how can we be above these physical tensions that are linked to karma? There is a strong belief that as long as the karma is not swept out, tensions will be there and will bring back into shape. How to get rid of that?
Yes, my dear. Thank you. Thank you for this question, and a big thank you for bringing Arunachala
Arunachala. Yes.
It fills my heart with so much joy to have the darshan through you of this divine presence. Thank you for that. So, okay, let's see if I can focus on the question a bit. I'm just Arunachala so much in my heart, but what I want to tell you is that let's talk about karma first. No? Let's talk about karma. So, karma is the pool of all the conditioning that we have. You see? All the conditioning that we have. And if we dig into the patterns and origins, then those patterns and origins could be many lifetimes old. We can't really, and we don't have to really investigate and get too much into what is the origin of this particular thing. So, so the good news is that it is basically like a pool of conditions. You see, so when we say conditioning, it is actually just conditions that we have. You see, so when we have conditions like I am like this, I like this better, I don't want this, I hate that. You see, I prefer like this. You see, all of these are the conditions.
Which make us unique. It is the like consciousness getting experience in a new unique way.
Yes. In a unique way. Okay, we'll come to that in a moment. So all of these conditions, you see, now, right now, right this very moment, you are empty of all of these conditions. You see, I don't even have to confirm that with you because it is true, just like this. You see, to get back into conditions needs time. It needs a thought, it needs identification with the thought. You see, but what happens is that the tree of conditioning is like this, that you tug at one condition, you pull one condition, and it can seem like the whole tree is back. You see, so that is why Bhagwan said that to come to self-knowledge, you don't have to attain or get something, you just have to become empty of all your conditioning, all your mental tendencies, vasanas, you see, conditioning. You see, then the questioner said, but how can I do that? When will I become like that? And Bhagwan said, you are like that now. You see, you are like that now. And the trick is that you are completely open, empty, and free from all your karmic conditioning in this very moment. You see, but you pull at one strand of this tree or this pool of samsara, you see, this tree of conditioning, and it can seem like the whole of samsara is back, the whole of the tree of conditioning is back. You see, but the good news is what? That in spite of your pulling over and over again, this moment you are free.
At the same time, you mean?
Yes. So consciousness in itself, so the beauty of consciousness is that in this worldly expression, it does not like redundancy. So uniqueness comes naturally to how consciousness is playing at the moment. Every fingerprint is unique. You see, every fingerprint is unique. Every snowflake is unique. Every leaf is unique. Every eye is unique. Everything is unique. You see, now, but a snowflake doesn't have to worry about its karma. You see, A fingerprint doesn't have to worry about its karma. So the uniqueness comes naturally in the expression of consciousness itself, and it can play, it will play that way, you see. But you can be empty and free, and yet in your expression, consciousness will play with some uniqueness, you see. Like, I am completely my father's son. I'm always at Guruji's feet, no? And yet, in the expression of Ananta, there will be some uniqueness compared to the expression of Guruji. You see, that comes naturally. You see, we don't have to preserve our uniqueness by allowing ourselves to be conditioned by something. Consciousness will play that uniqueness anyway.
This I understand. It's just the it looks like the physical, like when presence is felt very, very strong, everything relaxes, and whatever tensions remain get too much attention.
Yes, so we are coming to that attention question now. Okay. Now, that, let's presume for a moment that attention has two sides. On one side is all the perception, the content, you see, all the sensations, perceptions, sight, sound, taste, touch, everything. And the other end of attention is you see, is you, the self, which is in this metaphor, the receiver of all of this content. Now, I have a simple question, and that question is, what can appear as a perception, you see, which can actually hurt or even scratch that self, which is aware of the perception?
Nothing.
Nothing. You see? So, unless, so independent of wherever attention may be, so attention may be on the most sublime, or attention can be on this very fiery sensation, or sometimes this sense of contraction and all of that, you see. But it is only attacking or seeming to attack a shape or a self-image that we make, again with those conditions that we have, you see. But it can never attack the real self. You see, so then we can be a little free with our attention also. Attention can go wherever it wants. We can leave it to being, to direct attention. And we don't have to be so concerned about what attention is bringing. So sometimes like this, sometimes so open. You see, it is the contrast which makes the juice. No, it makes the point of this manifestation actually is to taste the contrast. Otherwise, it'll all be insipid. Why wake up then? The waking state comes and all these tastes are tasted. But if there was never any salty, then you would not know sweet. No? If everything was sweet. So attention sometimes on contraction, sometimes on spaciousness. But you are aware now in your recognition that nothing truly is hurt by either contraction, and nothing truly is helped by expansion. You see? It is just in the play of the manifest consciousness that it can seem like it is more pleasurable to be in expansion than in contraction. You see? But once we let go of picking and choosing, when we are not so concerned about what shows up, then you will see that all of this that happens in this space actually happens in the broader space of your being, which is never affected by the content of your perception or whatever attention may bring to you. I stopped hearing you. Did you mute? Okay, you already muted yourself somehow, but that's fine. You can come back again if you like. Okay, now I've disabled the ability. Okay, you can come back, right?
Okay, sorry. So you're saying that not to care at all about where attention goes.
Yes.
Just to be witnessing attention. Okay.
Yes. And that witnessing happens independent of whether you decide to witness it or not. You see, that witnessing you cannot turn off or on. That witnessing is just there. You see? So attention can be fixated or open, seemingly outside or inside, you see. But all of this doesn't matter to yourself. It doesn't even matter to your being, actually. You see. So leave it free and
Okay.
and enjoy whatever shows up. Not enjoy like force yourself to enjoy, but sometimes we enjoy even the contraction. No, actually, like you see. But consciousness, as consciousness, it is even enjoying that, isn't it? Only that when we take an idea that this shouldn't come, that is the conditions that we were talking about, the conditioning which can make us personal, only that has a problem with some sensation like that.
Okay, just accept the sensations even if they are unpleasant. That's what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that
And
might be the resistance.
yeah, accept them so fully that you don't even have the need to label them as pleasant or unpleasant. You see, because when you're with the perception of a sensation, be so fully with it and don't have to take any attention to the mind and say, what is this? What is the label for this? You see, don't have to bother with any of that. Just be in full acceptance of whatever is showing up.
Thank you.
Very good, my dear. Very good.
I can feel Muji through you. Very
I'm
beautiful.
always at his feet, always at his feet.
Thank you so much. Nice darshan.
No, thank you. Thank you for Arunachala. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.